Hi, I'm Betsy Lynn, and this is an old silverware storage box, which I am going to paint and repurpose as a jewelry box. So on the cover of Flea Market Home and Living, there was a pink painted foot locker. And I decided I was going to do that with one I have. And then on top of it, set a light pink box with drawers, which I realized I had something similar to that. And if I painted it pink, I could then use it as a jewelry box. And the jewelry box I had, if I painted it, and I could stack it on top of each other, and then I'd have even more jewelry box space. So that's what I'm doing. I'm using leftover apple barrel paint. I added a little bit of the plaster of Paris in it to kind of make it a little bit of a chalk paint. One coat covered really pretty good on this project. It was kind of surprised, but I did do a couple of coats on it. And smoothed it out with a little bit of water, get a little bit smoother finish on it. And once that dries, I am able to come back and wet distress it, which is a really cool thing I just found out. So just kind of touching up the paint. My son popped in to say something, who knows what. I've tried to edit that out of the video and I can never find it in the video when I'm editing. So there it was, my son's butt. So just kind of putting the drawers back in there, the last little touch-ups. As you can see, the inside of the drawers are red, and I am leaving the insides alone. Partially because they're red, probably mostly because they're red and I like red. But I also figure if I change my mind down the line, I can always take that out. But for now, I'm just going to try using it with those in there. So now I'm wet distressing it, just have a wet washcloth and I'm going over it and kind of rubbing the paint off in spaces. Gonna let that dry, and then I will come and put a coat of clear on it. And for that, I just use Varathane. You'll be able to see me here using that here pretty quickly. I hope you all are finding plenty of things to keep you busy. If you have any ideas for videos for me to do, please comment and let me know. I'm still trying to figure out how all this editing and that goes. You can see the insides of the drawers a little better there. So now I'm putting the coat of Varathane on it. And as you can see, the can is almost empty. But yeah, that's my favorite brand, and I obviously buy it by the gallon. So yeah, just put one coat on and then I will let that dry, and then I will go over with stain. So I do a lot of different projects. I also do paper crafting and quilts and thrifting and go to auctions and flea markets and that. And if there's anything in particular you would like to see, feel free to comment. And I would really appreciate it if you guys could like and subscribe, since I am just now starting at this. I have a lot of projects to do of various types. This is kind of part of a three-part piece, really, because I have the trunk, I have this box I'm doing here, and my jewelry box. So now I'm putting the stain on, and because I put that clear coat on first, it gives me a lot more control over the finished results with the stain, because I can wipe it back further or leave it on more. It just gives me a lot more versatility. So I just pretty much wipe it on and wipe it off. I did speed this video up to 4 times. Don't remember if I mentioned that yet. One of the next projects I'm going to be doing is I am making a small bed, day bed type of thing for our travel trailer. And that'll be coming up here pretty soon in a video. You can sort of see our camper there in the back. Hopefully, in a few months, we'll be able to go camping again. Whenever we go camping, one of the things we do whenever we travel is we try to go to secondhand stores and flea markets that if we're able to, and sometimes we bring home some pretty neat things. One of the items we brought back last year from a camping trip was a sink, so now I will be redoing my kitchen. Hopefully that will happen here pretty soon. But so right now I'm just putting the knobs back in, and you can get a little better look of what the inside of the drawers look like. That red felt has a coating on it to keep silverware from tarnishing, so it should also help my sterling silver jewelry to keep it from tarnishing, which is a nice little side bit. So these knobs, I left them original. They have little like prongs on the front knob piece so that when you screw them in from the back, it kind of sinks it into the wood, and those little they just prongs kind of take a bite so that the handles don't spin on it. And the jewelry box that I have done has a close enough finish on the handles that are on it that it works real well with the handles here. And if I change my mind later and decide to put different knobs on it, I always can. So some of them are a little harder to get the screw through because they got paint in there, but just tap it a little bit with the screwdriver to get that to go through, and then I can just screw the knob right back on. So what I do with this when it's all done is as I put it on my dresser, and you'll see it at the very end, but I decided to stack things. So I set it on top of another vintage silverware storage thing, which I left in its original condition. And so then this sits on top of it, and then on top of this sits the jewelry box that I've had for a long time and just redid. And beside it, I decided to add another jewelry box that I haven't been using, but it looks like an early American styled dresser with a large mirror on it. And I also have a small sewing basket. I don't know if it's just designed to be cute and small, or if its idea was it was a child's or what, but I went ahead and put that on there too. And so at the end, you'll see a short little clip of all that together, and it's a lot to process in a short amount of time. So that's why I'm telling you about it now. I am not a minimalist. I think it's safe to say I am a maximalist. I might even be pushing it further than that. But yep, so you can see here I got the drawers on in the wrong order. The dogs have come out to play. So now all the drawers are in the right order. and you kind of get an idea what it looks like. So here real quick, we're coming up to that real quick end piece. There it is. That is it all stacked up and the end result. I hope you enjoyed this.